Are we waiting for something?
I think we are waiting for something. We will stall until Brandon puts it on the screen.
I know. It's like he gets a week off and he.
So the
Castro Country Club is a safe and sober community center for all people and a refuge for the LGBT recovery community.
You're just at the community. Yeah. So we provide programs and services that help people change their lives by supporting personal growth.
And our vision is to reduce the suffering of addiction by connecting people to community, opportunity, and support.
You can find more information, including all the ways to contact us, at www.castrocountryclub.org/podcast.
Yes, and tune in every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time when we go live on our Castro Country Club Facebook and YouTube channels.
Find us
even with the fear, they get excited about being able to list all their resentments and everything. Yeah, I'm gonna have a moment to tear people down, and then we pull the rug out from under you, and you get to face your part in it, because we always have a part.
Right,
that's the goal.
And I would phrase that differently. I would say that when we go through that last column, what we're really doing is we're empowering you to take control of the things that at one time may have felt like they were controlling you. Okay. Yeah. So
wow. Okay,
well, I'm thinking about like people who may be new to recovery.
Well, also like, I'm thinking about people who may be new to recovery, and a lot of times, we're joking about this, but sometimes it's like, if I approach you and I don't trust you to begin with, and you're blowing smoke up my ass, or at least it seems like you're blowing smoke up my ass, that's not going to make it hard for me to digest what you're sharing with me.
Thank you for sharing.
Okay.
So my favorite things that my sponsor says is you can't go to the problem looking for the solution, and the problem's in the mind, right? Mm-hmm. I've heard that a couple times this week, and that's certainly something that like I have to remind myself of. In the 10-step, it says, we're constantly taking an inventory. So we're taking a daily inventory. And in 12 and 12, it says, and we're careful not to, actually, I think it's in the big book, we're careful not to like have morbid sick reflections.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And what that means is like when you're rehashing or you're looking back at things, the goal is not to beat yourself up about the things that you're angry about. The goal is to collect those stories or collect those experiences, identify them, use it as data as a way to heal yourself in the future. And I want to talk a little bit about like what that healing process is like, right? One of the most important things that I want to talk about is like, what about those resentments that feel justified, right? So like, don't feel like I did a very good job, but like, whatever. I did my first fourth step. I remember being very angry. I remember there were a lot of relationships I was listing on there. It was a lot of childhood stuff, and I didn't feel the relief when I did the fifth step the way like I felt the fourth and the fifth step when I was doing them in SLA. But I think it's not because of the nature of the programs. I just think because I didn't throw everything at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You threw what you could. It's like, I think my first sponsor, one of the best things he told me is like, he used the analogy of like, okay, so if I go into and my barn is completely a mess and I clean up at least 75% of it, I've still done something.
Right.
I can still get some relief.
Right.
I also think based on like a lot of things that's happening now is that you threw what you could at the time, because some things you weren't ready to throw. Like as
That's
much
fair.
as I want to believe you a thorough, if I'm not even accepting it, if I'm not accepting something, or if I'm not aware of it, because I think that awareness is a big part of it, then it's like I do the best that I can. And that's why the 4 step is not just a one-time deal. It is that we do it, and we do it frequently.
Right. That's such an important point. Thank you for saying that. I 100% agree. I think one of the things there was a share at a meeting a couple weeks ago that I really liked, and one of the things that he was talking about was that when he was doing his step work, that like he didn't really kind of like do it the best way, And I remember thinking to myself, and I said this at the meeting, that like I think that, but that's the magic, I think, of step work or doing anything, right? The magic is that like if you just have like a little bit of willingness, if you're just willing to do a little bit, you know what I mean? Like that's enough.
Yeah.
We live our lives as if. right? So
What I think, okay, so I agree.
did you just say what?
No. I'm listening to that. I agree.
Yeah,
But we have to take some actions.
of course.
We have to take some action because it would be nice. It would be very nice to say, it would be almost like taking a pill and say, I want these to go away. Okay,
Right.
yeah. But, we take the action and then I think maybe we say that, but I think maybe the action I'm thinking is that I become aware of the times when I'm acting on them.
So in the 12 and 12,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Act a fool.
Act a fool.
Act a fool, girl.
Is that Alexis Mateo?
Uh-huh. I love you got the reference.
I love Alexis. Yeah.
Mhm.
My heart of fellow Boricua. Okay, so that was so amazing. I don't know why that. Act the fool, girl.
Act the fool.
That whole scene.
The 4-step is the beginning of, okay, now the police department, the fire department said we can go back in and check on the wreckage. And we're going in and sorting through the wreckage and figuring out what is salvageable and what's not salvageable.
Right.
And it's and just like with that, there's no judgment in it. It's just an opportunity to see what we have, what we have in stock, so that we can get ready to move forward with things that aren't going to weight us down heavily.
What book is that?
This comes from Living Clean: The Journey Continues. This is actually an NA approved book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, exactly. It's really nice.
Yeah. So folks listening, if you have any comments, any experiences, any thoughts that you want to share with us, please chime in. We have a comment. Let's see it.
Oh, yes. And also, okay.
Billy Lemon. I also just finished my 4-step in ACA and have never felt more honest about who I am. Thank you for sharing that,
Thank
Billy.
you.